Is there supposed to be that line on top?
Nope.
Oh.
Join us this time as we finish boat work and provisioning and begin the long wait for repairs to be completed.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free.
Mom started provisioning for this trip 2 years ago when she got the freeze dryer. We have been freeze drying ever since in preparation for today. Mom is a freeze drying expert, but we all helped along the way. Here's us freeze drying a batch of eggs. One finished bag has about 3 dozen freeze-dried eggs. Just add water. It's not exactly fresh eggs, but pretty close. In the South Pacific, eggs will be expensive and hard to find.
Yeah, because our family will eat more than one bag of food.
Do you put bay leaves in all of those? Yeah. Before you.
We provisioned dry goods for the boat. These were things like rice, beans, and flour. They were all repackaged into Ziploc bags for easy use while remote. We added bay leaves to every bag and then sealed them in 5-gallon buckets. This would help prevent and isolate any bug problems we might have on our journey.
Oh, those sneaky.
Paper on boats can draw in bugs, so for canned goods, we removed the paper labels and relabeled them with Sharpie. This is a lot of food. The timeline for our trip did not leave a lot of time to provision along the way, so we provisioned dry, canned, and freeze-dried food for the next 10 months at sea. We would provision fresh foods along the way.
2 cans of chili. Rex, you're gonna have to sit up because I need this.
Oh yeah, I was just waiting for you to
Chili. You.
We overbought the canned goods by a lot, though, so not everything made it to the boat.
Chili?
And then we started loading all of the provisions onto the big dog. It was a huge undertaking, but our family of 7 eats a lot. We made the space for a lot of provisions. We could do it now at the dock or continuously do it on our journey where it would be much harder. We turned one of our showers into a pantry to help with space for the provisions.
You're getting to the shortest in the family very quickly.
I know.
The big dog had a pretty new solar system, but more mono bifacial panels would get us more power out on anchor. The Renogy were a near perfect fit for our solar arch, so we did the swap while it was easy in the US.
Very hard job.
Jimmy wants to be in the video.
I don't see it. I've only got a big one and a small one.
Well, I don't know if that's a good spot.
Where?
Is there supposed to be that line on top?
Nope.
Oh.
The level.
So pretty. That's so cool. You know, go away.
Wow! Like half of it's gonna be covered up by the dinghy. The camera got that. It was in the corner. Yeah, it was come here, look it. Oh, Mom, watch out, Mom, watch out. Sorry. The boat was provisioned and we were ready to leave the dock for our big adventure. But our thrust bearing was broken as we left the boat before Thanksgiving. Parts had not even been ordered yet. A December 7th departure date was becoming unlikely.
Go to the freezer? What? Yeah.
We moved out of our rental house and made a last trip up north to spend Thanksgiving with family.
Board game. No, you're not.
Lily, you have it pretty good, don't you? You gonna go live with Pappy? Yeah.
We made the decision to leave Lily in St. Louis with my grandparents. Happy is her favorite person and he agreed to adopt her while we were away. At 11 years old, she doesn't have great sea legs and would have really struggled on our big trip. Leaving our pets behind was one of the toughest decisions we had to make. Biosecurity regulations in several countries we would go to would make traveling with cats very difficult and expensive. Our cats Sammy and Jet would stay behind too.
The only person behind me.
Carefully paying attention.
Your mom's already over. We open?
Yeah.
Hey, be careful. All right.
Yeah, he left her from the beginning.
A snowstorm in Missouri made for a tough morning of travel back to Georgia.
Yeah, boy, it's sloppy. Worse than I would have thought.
We got more snow than we thought too. Said it was gonna be like an inch, maybe a little more.
No, it's Jacob said 1 to 2 inches by the time we're leaving.
We returned to the boat after Thanksgiving. Our parts were on order from Europe Customs and shipping through the holidays would be hard. And all we could do is wait.
If you've watched some of our episodes before, you know that we've done a lot of work on the big dog, getting it ready for our big adventure. We're working towards a very aggressive timeline that we haven't shared yet, and thought that this would be a good episode to explain what our plan is for our family and our big adventure. We have older boys with us, and they are 20, 19, and 17, and they've committed to 1 year on the boat with us. We're hoping that they will stay longer, but they've only committed to 1 year at this point.
And in that year, we plan to sail the big dog across the South Pacific to New Zealand. Put that in perspective, we've not spent one night on anchor on this boat at that point. We have not even raised the mainsail without the help of Captain Rob. Our longest passage was 350 nautical miles, and we motored all of those miles. We never had the sails completely up. We did have the head sail up, and now we were, committing or jumping in for a 10,000 nautical mile journey across the South Pacific.
So we have some experience as sailors because we did do several bareboat charters over the prior number of years. So we have done some sailing by ourselves, but nothing like 10,000 miles that we were planning to do with our family. So we know that this is a big dream and that this is a very big journey for us, considering that we've not even had our boat on anchor yet.
Yeah, and I think also the timeline. So sailing at 10,000 miles in a year is a huge journey. It's a lot of miles, and there's a very specific timeline that we have to hit in order to make it to New Zealand and make all the things happen. So we know our plan's ambitious, and we want to make the best of the 1 year that we have with our big kids while they're on the boat, and nobody's sure how long they're staying, right? We're hoping they stay longer, but they certainly may not. So we will see. For our big adventure, we plan to sail the Bahamas in December and January, the Virgin Islands in February as we picked up our sails, cross the Panama Canal April 1st, cross the South Pacific in April and May, arrive in the Marquesas in May, sail the Tuamotus in June, the Society Islands in July, Tonga in September, before arriving in New Zealand in late October for cyclone season.
So our original departure date, or planned departure date, was December 7th. And that was pretty important because we knew that we needed to sail 1,500 nautical miles east to the British Virgin Islands to pick up the new sails that we purchased in mid-February. So we did have a time frame that we needed to meet, and then we needed to sail west the 1,000 nautical miles to Panama in early March to get in line for crossing in the canal, and that's something that you don't want to do later in the season. So we didn't want to end up getting to Panama later than we had originally planned due to that time frame.
And then at the tail end, so we go through the canal in April, and then at the tail end, we have to get all the way across the Pacific and make it to New Zealand, finish the 10,000 miles out, and end up in New Zealand by November 1st, which is the start of cyclone season in New Zealand. So we had constraints kind of on every end on this journey.
Yep.
So really everything would have to go right to make it happen. And as the delays happened, as we knew we weren't going to make it off the dock on December 7th, those delays were devastating for us. It meant less time exploring the Bahamas, and there was a real risk that we wouldn't even make it to through the Panama Canal and to the South Pacific at all. So for me at least, it felt a little like the dream was dying a little every day. It was some tough times on the boat.
Yeah, frustrating times. Tensions were high sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of the repairs didn't go as planned, or parts didn't arrive when we wanted them to. So it was kind of a tough holiday season for us.
It was a very tough holiday season.
Why? I don't think it does.
No.
Oh, barely. Look at that poor little light.
There we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashlyn. Happy birthday to you.
My version of blowing out the candle. And would you like for me to grade any white chocolate?
December 7th came and went. Soon we were saying goodbye to our friends as they sailed south on adventures of their own. We hoped we would catch up soon, but still didn't know when we would be fixed.
Yeah, the A's yeah, potty.
Oh, you took them off, Amy.
Oh,
I was just trying to get a video of her.
Ready?
Oh, that was
Start the video. Super cute.
Look at Aiden made those. Aren't they cute?
Blaine made them. Blaine, that's okay. Cliff.
Oh yeah,
Wrong
Blaine.
child.
Wrong child. Yeah, that happens.
Parts finally arrived in Georgia and the marine tech started work. Some of it came apart, but the aqua drive itself was rusted in place. It would need to soak in rust blaster for days.
Okay.
Give it to her.
To go around.
Watch your head. I have it. She has it. Yo-yo?
Oh dang it, I was wrong.
It's a newer yo-yo. Wait a minute. This could be really cool.
We have to find smaller gifts for on the boat, don't we?
Oh, that's really cool. It's a picture. That looks so good. Thank you, Mommy. I think I have one just like this. Yeah. The other side.
Well, then swap it with one of Blaine's, maybe.
Like,
I don't know if that is the same or not.
It looks like it. I'll check it later. Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. Aiden! I told you there were multiple. Aiden! Yeah. Oh my gosh! Thank you.
What do you think, Brent? And then there's Jason over there doing it too.
This seems stupid. I don't
He
like
lucked out the first time. He thought he was all smart, and now he can't do it
I know
again.
I'm smart.
it. He knows it.
On December 27th, we finally broke the Aqua Drive free. It was a Saturday, but our friends at Mariner Marine picked the parts up and worked on them over the weekend to keep our project moving. The boys had friends come over for the weekend to see the boat and say their goodbyes. We were there 3 weeks behind schedule, but we hope that next week
gotta
we will
go
be able
farther.
to cast off.
Yeah, go further.
On December 29th, Mariner Marine finished the Aqua Drive repair. We would spend the day tying up the loose ends and plan to leave the dock on December 30th, 23 days behind schedule. Join us next time as we get the Big Dog off the dock and hope to start the big adventure. We spend our first night on anchor, but not in the exotic destination we had planned.